Here's some information for us all to understand whether we are in a bubble real estate market or not. We've been talking about a real estate bubble since 2013, and here are some facts that will help us understand why we either are or are not in a bubble. So let's go back to 2005 through 2008, comparing it to now, 2022. Let's start with back then. In 2005 through 2008, we had 100% financing. Currently, there is a significant down payment required for anybody buying a house that they must make on the purchase of their home. Back then, we had short-term loans, which were interest only. Currently, it is a principal and interest loan payment, so there are no interest-only loans for home buyers. Back then, 2005 through 2008, we had adjustable rates on the interest rate. Currently, rates are fixed, and as of now, we are at a 5.3% interest rate. Back then, we had unstable buyers. That meant that they were stated income or no bad credit or no credit at all that were getting loans to buy a home. If you could breathe and there was breath on a mirror, you could qualify for a loan back in the days. Currently, it is only stable buyers, and we're looking at high credit and high income. Back then, there was no intent to either occupy or rent the home. It was all speculative buying. Because it was all speculation, people were hoping that the prices would rise, and then at some period of time, they would sell the house and make a huge profit. Very risky. Today, all buyers have an intent to either live in the home or rent the house, and there is a demand for rentals right now, so people are moving into them. Back then, builders were building homes based on a population growth of a 10-year projection. There was no demand for homes. There were speculative buyers, but there were no real people looking to move into these properties. Today, home builders cannot even keep up with the current population growth in our state and in our cities, that they are behind on building. Back then, there was over 100,000 homes that were not occupied, that were vacant, for people that didn't have any. Right now, we need 100,000 homes to just get into a balanced market. What we are seeing right now is not a bubble burst. It's all based on fear. However, we are seeing a market correction. We've seen for the last 2 years over a 30% appreciation rate on all homes. That's not real. That's not acceptable. This year so far, we are at about 12% appreciation. What we will see now is prices will continue to rise, however, at a much slower rate than we saw in the last 2 years. So if you're thinking of buying, yes, prices will continue to rise, and whatever you buy will continue to appreciate. As a seller, yes, it is a great market because you have gained some equity from the prior years that you've owned the house. So this is understandably, statistically, not a bubble ready to burst. It is basically supply and demand. And what we do have is we have a very low supply of homes on the new builder side and also on the retail side of the resale homes. So supply and demand, high demand, very low supply. That is basically what we see. We don't foresee a bubble to happen anytime soon.